A lot of people have been getting upset at my relationship posts. And mostly, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot of, no, it's been women and men getting upset at my relationship posts. And so today I wanna say something to black men. Like, a lot of black men, even some of y'all who believe yourselves to be good men, you need healing because you have been wounded and you have been taught to diminish women, to abuse women, and not see the beauty and the light of women. And so men basically on Facebook are getting upset with me for awakening women and telling women what their worth is and telling women they're worthy and they're deserving of their dreams and goals. And they keep coming on to tell the women, no, you need to settle for less. And it's like, why are you telling women to settle for less? Like, even if we're in a relationship, whether you are a man or a woman, each person has a dream that their soul came here to accomplish. And they are worthy of having that dream. We are not in this world to settle for less, but so many people think we're here to settle for less, and we're not. And so women, you have to stop letting these men talk you about your dreams and goals, because if you really think about it, how is that working out for you? It's not working out for you. I know it's not working out for you. It does not work out. You have to go after your dreams and goals. And the same way with men. Like, a lot of people love if a man says, I want a chick with, a pretty face and a fat ass. Like, chicks who don't have a pretty face and a fat ass, they are going to be the first to roll their eyes and promptly tell him what he should want. They're going to say, well, you should not want an attractive woman with a big booty because that's not going to do anything for you. You need a smart woman who's going to get out here and get this money, which is actually very, very masculine. But at the same time, a divine feminine woman can help a man make a lot of money. But even as a woman, who are you to tell these men what they can and can't have? And the problem with a lot of men is a lot of men actually listen to that advice, and he goes and get a woman who does not turn him on. And so because his penis is not being turned on and he's not being pleasured the way he desires, because let's be honest, sex is very, very important for men. So because his sexual needs are not being met, what is he online doing? Or because his visual desires are not being met, he's online and he's thirsting after hot chicks. Why is he thirsting after hot chicks on the internet? Because he does not have one at home. Not to say that men who have a hot woman at home don't do the same thing, right? Some men are messed up like that. But for some men, you let society talk you out of what you need in life. And whatever your soul wants, you're supposed to go out and get that. And the beautiful thing about getting what your soul wants means you have to become the person that's a match for that. That means you actually have to work on yourself and become a better person, okay? And so becoming a better person, not only is that good for you, it's good for your mate, and it's good for the world, because when you become a better person, you become more deeply connected to your heart. And when you're more deeply connected to your heart, you're able to feel more love and attract more love. And so another thing on Facebook, the men were getting upset because they were like, well, a man who spends time and attention, that's the man that really loves you and cares about you. The man that gives you money and buys you nice things, he doesn't care about you. And so the man who loves you, he's going to give you time, attention, affection, and money too. And so men have to learn to not only master one area with a woman. In order to fully love a woman, you have to love the whole of her. And as a man, you should love providing for your woman. As a man, when you go out the house with your woman should be the baddest chick in the building. Even if physically she maybe not have the best face, her clothes, her outfit, everything should be on point. There is no way you should say you love your woman and you're walking in a building and you're just blending in. And then you got women like me who we walk in by ourselves and we're just going to take all the attention because we're pouring love into ourselves. And so a woman that's with a man, she should have way more love being poured into her. And so a lot of times men, like you'll say like a woman who is empowering women, you'll get mad at my mission or something. And what you don't understand is as men, you guys sometimes think from a selfish perspective and you're not able to feel love the way us women feel love. Like I feel so much love that I just was for a while unaware that a lot of men don't feel love. So I had to be around a person who doesn't really feel love consistently before I began to understand, right? And so women, you're sometimes expecting these men to give you things that they don't have the capacity to give you. A man who has not tapped into love, he can't love you. And what a lot of times these men are doing is they're just trying to figure out life. They don't realize they lack love. They don't realize they've never felt real love. So they're dating multiple women. They're going from woman to woman to woman to woman. And they're just wasting a woman's time. But it's not always intentional. They're just looking for something and they don't know what they're looking for, right? And they're looking for love. And the love that most men are going to find oftentimes is with a difficult, narcissistic, selfish type of woman, because men like a woman who highly values herself, and that is the woman that most times comes off as the woman who truly values herself. And so other women, instead of complaining about men, you have to raise your vibration and you have to raise your desires and your worthiness so that you begin to attract men who will spoil you, men who will cater to you, and men who will treat you a certain type of way. And, you know, the reason I'm a little different is because, you know, I know men on this side of the fence who are not good men, but then I know men on this side of the fence who are amazing men. But I feel like the problem with black men, most of you have, is that you've been taught abundance is multiple women. And so a lot of you have ran across a lot of amazing women and you just screwed those women over and you bypassed those women. And it's time that we stop doing that. It's time that men start to value the good women you meet, because at the end of the day, years later, all you're going to realize is everything that you were looking for or you thought you were looking for, you already had it. And as a man, you can get a woman to do a lot of the things that you want her to do when you learn how to properly communicate with her. And when you are a good man, when you are giving, when you are kind, when you want her to have everything, naturally a good woman is going to want to reciprocate in feminine ways, not masculine ways, okay? Not masculine ways where, you know, a lot of men these days, they're like, oh, I wish a woman would buy me a drink sometime. I wish a woman would buy me a dinner sometime. And it's like, if you actually had a girlfriend, if you actually had a wife and you were in a relationship with a good woman who had some money, she would do those things for you. But you're expecting the woman who has finally healed herself and who loves herself and she's in her femininity and she understands masculine men are going to provide. You're expecting her to pay for your dinner. Then you're judging her upon that, right? And that's because men these days are kind of, not to say y'all being feminine, because it's okay to want a woman to give to you, but you're kind of pushing that too fast without being the man that's giving her so much that she's like, dang, I just want to do something nice for this man. Okay. And so women quite naturally, heart-centered women, my tribe, I don't know about other women, I talk about my tribe, when they're in love, they're going to do so many amazing things for you. So you as a man have to figure out what you are not doing to help these women fall in love with you. And often the times they're not falling in love with you because you're not doing enough. You're so busy listening to the broken men who tell you to have women chase you, to have women do this and have women do that, that you're not getting the good women, because good women are not attracted to broken men. I was talking to a man on Facebook this morning, and he's like, I'm not kissing a woman's butt. I'm not doing this for her. I'm not doing that for her. And I told him, and he said some good things. I don't remember what he said, but he said he treated his woman well. And I said, but you're broken. And he's like, how am I broken just because I stated my boundaries? And he didn't realize that I knew he was broken because his boundaries were based upon, I'm not doing A, B, C, D, and E for a woman. And that's not somebody that comes from a place of love, because women have to understand that men who actually love you, oh my God, these men want to give you everything. Men who even love, I've had men who, I don't even know if they were in love with me or not, but they started giving me everything, right? And even men who give women everything and you feel like women are using you, the problem is usually your character. You have character flaws. Women who have their own money, who are attractive and heart-centered, they're actually not into using men. They don't even know how to use men, okay? So when they get with a man, yeah, they want you to protect, provide all that good stuff, but what they're mostly looking at is character. And the reason they're looking at character is because they want to get married and they want that marriage to last. And see, when a man doesn't have good character, she already knows that marriage will not last, so she's not going to be with you. Even sometimes, she might play the game with you, but she's just not. And I feel like when it comes to men, black men specifically, you're not listening to women. You don't want to hear anything negative about yourself. So therefore, and I understand you don't want a woman whining and nagging, but at some point you need to hear the truth of what your flaws are, improve those flaws so that you can begin to attract the woman of your dreams, so you can begin to attract better women. Because being with a woman who allows you to, let's just say, some men, you get to cheat. And your woman knows you cheat, and she's like, well, you know what, whatever, he pays all the bills, he buys me stuff, so I'm gonna just let him keep cheating. I mean, I guess it's cool, but at the same time, she's not really helping you do the soul growth that your soul could do to truly understand what you want and why you're in a relationship with her. Because even if she's letting you do it, most of the time that's temporary, because eventually her feelings are going to get hurt if that's not truly what she wants. And so I think men just need to be way more honest with yourself, and you need to begin to heal your trauma, and you need to begin to understand what love and healthy relationships look like. So, any man who is doing the work, spiritual work, and you really want to be a good man, simply message me. You can work with me, and you can become an amazing man that a woman could be proud of. In 2022, I want to see men being posted on social media. Like a lot of men, when you date women, you notice women never post you. Women never post you because she can't be proud of you. She's only going to post you if she can truly be proud of you. So I want y'all to start paying attention, right? And when two people are very proud of each other, they can manifest a lot in this world. And a lot of men, y'all waste so much money going from woman to woman to woman to woman to woman to woman, and you could have just took that same money and invested it in, one woman. Like some men, you'll go to a strip club, you'll spend hundreds of dollars at the strip club. You'll go to a club or bar, buy all the chicks a drink, but the woman you're having sex with, you won't even give that girl $500, right? Because you'd rather spend it on everybody who you don't know than invest it into one woman. And when we say a woman is an investment, like y'all think gold digger, and that's not true. A woman is an investment, and like I said earlier, she's an investment, and you have to start to begin to invest in her. You even, like we talk about hair. My hair is expensive. My nails is expensive, makeup expensive, business, everything is expensive. Traveling, clothes, everything. And you know, a lot of times men, you don't realize the investment that high value women put into themselves, and you kind of want to take up her time for free, and that's really not cool. Okay, and then you will turn around, you'll be like, oh, she ended up with that no good man, right? And what you didn't realize about that no good man is that he actually knew how to appear to love. A lot of times no good men know how to appear to love, and oftentimes they just put more effort into women, giving women what they want. It's just they end up having those, character flaws. You know what? Let's talk about femininity right quick too, right? Like, men these days, even terrible men, love feminine women. Like, all the men want feminine women now, but y'all don't seem to realize that feminine women are expensive. Like, feminine women, this takes a lot of work, right? Not only externally, but internally to heal yourself. And so when you get to a feminine woman, you can't go to that woman trying to give her crumbs. That's not going to work out for you, nor should you. And I want men to stop being so happy to waste a woman's time, to take up a woman's time, especially black men. Like, y'all so quick to be like, oh, call women single mothers. Who do you think left them as a single mother? All these women are not bad women, y'all. They're not. It's just the mindset of men. And I was talking to a man the other day who, he told me he married, his baby mama because she was pregnant, and he wanted to take care of his responsibilities. And it was really just that simple for him. And so if you don't want to be with a woman, how about avoid wasting her time? How about avoid having sex with her? Because a lot of men, you'll be like, well, I tell women, before I have sex with them, what it is. Like, I tell them I'm not looking for a relationship. And whether she agrees to that or not, you have to understand that women, we receive, right? And we have emotions. And her vagina is literally going to start to crave you, which means her emotions are coming into play. So let's stop acting like women don't have emotions, and let's stop pretending you're a good man just because you're willing to be honest while you waste a woman's time. How about you just stop dating? There's a lot of women out here who truly don't mind their time being wasted, but most women actually want a relationship. And the problem these days is high value women, feminine women, women who do have a lot of money, they are no longer wanting to be in a relationship with most men because it's like enslavement. It's hard work, and they just don't want it. And so a woman's life should not be harder when she gets with you. It should become easier. It should become better. She should be operating in her, her feminine energy. She should be smiling. She should be glowing. She should be doing so many things. And, women, I'm going to say this to y'all, like, a lot of women don't realize how important it is to work on your femininity. A lot of women, you try to do the surface level femininity, but you need to get a femininity mentor, like, seriously, and start to heal yourself. Because no matter how much money you make, if you don't work on your femininity, you will continue to attract men who abuse you. You will continue to attract men who use you, men who don't love you, because you will be in your masculine energy. And men treat masculine energy the same way they would a man. It's like, hey, go do some labor. Oh, you need to pay like you weigh. And when you work on your feminine energy, it really is a energy. It's an embodiment, and it begins to attract men who want to nurture you and who want to take care of you and really love on you. And I stay working on my feminine energy. The other day, I went out in Buckhead and I went to this place, and I'll just tell y'all what I ordered. And it was a nice little place, but they had like more like hors d'oeuvres or whatever. And so I ordered some beef carpaccio that I didn't like. Then I saw the wings, and I wanted lemon pepper wings. They did not have lemon pepper wings. And the waiter was like, I'll see what I can do. And he comes back with lemon pepper wings. And then like 10 minutes later, maybe like 30 minutes later, I was like, they had like heat lamps outside, but it was kind of cold inside. And I was like, can y'all turn the heat up? Like I looked up and I saw like the heat lamps in the ceiling, and I was like, can y'all turn the heat up? Like, I'm cold. And he comes back with a blanket. Like, the man gave me a blanket, and everybody at the table was like, I've never seen nothing like that. So then I ordered dessert, and it was cake. And I was like, do you have ice cream? And he's like, no, we don't serve ice cream. And I was like, but I want some ice cream to go in my cake. I really want some ice cream to go in my cake. He's like, we don't have ice cream. I was like, okay, I'll take the cake. He comes back with cake and ice cream, and everybody at the table was like amazed again. And when I first came in, I saw the waiter looking at me, like the way he was staring at me. He was staring at me because he could see my divine feminine goddess energy. That's why he was so willing to cater to my desires and needs. And I wasn't bitchy. I wasn't like snobby and snooty like some women tend to be. I was just this is what I want. I was very feminine about it, and I ended up getting it, which is amazing to me. The next day I had a good experience and a kind of negative experience. You won't always attract perfect, but just to work on yourself and you'll attract like really, really beautiful things. And so women, I'm thinking of launching a femininity program for boss chicks to really teach you how to heal. So message me to join that program and to get that coaching, because to be honest, you work a lot harder in business because you have not worked on your femininity. Femininity heals the world. It heals your money blocks, and it heals your relationship problems, because men who don't know how to cater to a feminine goddess, they don't want nothing to do with you anyway, because it's like, oh my gosh, she has too many expectations and she's not going to lower them. And so a big part of femininity is just honoring your desires and the things that you want. And when you begin to honor yourself, men in life begin to honor you. And men, you have so much power to unleash your God, and you have to understand that a part of unleashing your God is knowing how to treat a woman. You can't call yourself a God if you don't know how to treat a woman. And a woman really is a delicate flower. And a lot of these women are masculine because they've been abused, because they've been in bad relationships. But part of the reason why I still talk well about men is because I have met so many masculine men who have helped me heal, who have shown me that I don't have to do everything on my own, nor should I expect to. These men have raised my expectations and told me men should cater to me and serve me. And a lot of women, you're not even having sex. You probably haven't had sex in 7 years. Your sexual energy is turned off because you're so sick and tired of men. And you definitely should work on your femininity so you can attract men who make you be like, oh my gosh, I love men, or just be able to feel the overall excitement of being with an amazing man. Because amazing men, like, they make you feel so good. And they make you grateful that your other relationships did not work out. Like, amazing men do so much for you. And, in order to be an amazing man, you need to get advice from a goddess, from a divine feminine woman who is not willing to settle for less. Because when you keep listening to women who are so willing to settle for less, your standards, your character, the way you show up is only good enough for those settle for less women. It's not good enough for the women who can actually help you manifest your purpose in life. It's not good enough for the women who can help you manifest wealth without giving you $1. And so that's another thing. A lot of men are like, oh my gosh, I need a 50-50 relationship, and you don't even know your power. You don't even know you don't need a 50-50 relationship. You don't know that all you got to do is get married to an amazing woman and wealth is going to pop in for you. Like, a lot of men, think you're handicapped because you've been with women who are not feminine, who allowed you to believe you're handicapped. But see, what a feminine woman is going to do, a divine feminine woman, she's going to let you know that you actually are not handicapped, that you are powerful beyond measure, and she's going to help you step into that power. And when you step in that power, you become a provider. Y'all work on yourselves. Women, take your money and invest it into a feminine coach. Take it and investing into learning how to operate your business. You cannot keep thinking that a high value man is going to want a woman who doesn't invest in herself, because he does not. He simply does not. High value men like women who invest in themselves, okay? And so you can't be like, I'm not spending no money on me, I'm not investing in my femininity, and think some high value man is about to spend thousands of dollars on you. Those are not the women they spend thousands of dollars on. Men who spend thousands of dollars on women invest in women who invest in their femininity. So you have to feel like you're worth it before you attract a man who feels like you're worth it, okay? One of the places where you can find a high value man is by getting you a VIP status at the airport for your airline and going in the lounge like the Delta lounge. And I know y'all hear golf courses, cigar bars, like high value men are everywhere, but the thing about it is, yeah, high value men are everywhere. But when you meet these men, if you're not a feminine woman, you won't be able to maintain him. If you are not well versed in conversation with high value men, they are not going to be interested in you. They're not going to be interested in you. So you have to learn how to speak to $1 million man, because the conversation that appeals to him is not the conversation that appeals to the 5-figure man. And so women, I'm just telling y'all, tap into a femininity coach, because a lot of women, y'all make 6 figures. Some of y'all make 7 figures. You make a ton of money and you have not invested one single dollar into a femininity coach, because you know why? Because you think you know everything. And you know what? You know a lot. You are super smart. You are brilliant. Mostly brilliant women follow me. But when it comes to this femininity thing, it's a whole different science. I mean, trust me, it's a whole different science. And a lot of women, even with the femininity part, like, because, you know, I think the biggest problem with social media is that everybody follows the femininity coaches. They follow high value coaches like me, and they see how we talk and we run our mouth and we raise their confidence. And then they begin talking just like us. Like, yeah, man, if you're not buying me flowers and doing A, B, C, D, and E, I'm not messing with you. But there's 2 things. Number 1, there's the physical aspect of it, of tapping in with your beauty. But then number 2, there's the inner thing of tapping in with your inner beauty, because there's a lot of women out here who, you may not think that woman is physically beautiful, but a man is giving her everything because she's tapped into her feminine. But then other women, like, y'all should join my club on Facebook. It's called Millionaire Soulmate Charm School. I actually have an Instagram page too I'm going to start using. I noticed like a lot of women I brought in this group lately. Well, not me. My assistant, who I'm firing, brought them in the group. Empty profile pictures, people with fake profiles, chicks who are not high value. And these chicks would rather argue with me and focus on my looks than focus on my knowledge. And since they don't like the way I talk, because I'm confident, right? They despise confidence, but they want to have a high value man. How are you going to despise a confident, awakened woman, but you want a high value man? And so a lot of them, I was telling them the other day, like, I can look at you and see why a high value man is never going to mess with you. And so the problem with a lot of women is you began to get this confidence, and I'm not going to say you're delusional like Kevin Samuels would call you, but there's a certain aspect of the level up that you just did not tap into because you can't see the way high value women see. You can't see the way high value men see, okay? And see, this is where you need help, because if you were that person, you would attract that. Like for me, attracting high value men, that's a normal. I mean, it's so normal that it's like waking up in the morning. I am going to attract them. But you know what's not easily, well, it is easily attractive, but awakened men who are turned on by a goddess. A lot of men, even when they're conscious, they still want a woman to, not be super confident. Like, I'm at the point now, if a man says he's like humble women, I can't do anything with him, because basically he's not going to like my confidence, and he wants a woman to be basically invisible, submissive, dumb. Submissive is cool, but you got to choose the right man to be submissive to. And so, men just have to be happy when you see a woman free. When you see a woman happy and free and she's beautiful and wonderful, don't go trying to tear her down. Don't go, oh my gosh, I need to humble her so that she'll like me, because she's not going to like you. It takes a lot of work for a woman to awaken, especially a black woman, because black women have been put through so much trauma. And a lot of times you guys are not recognizing the trauma that woman has been through. And you laugh at her for the trauma, and you don't realize her trauma came from loving a black man. It's where her trauma came from. Right? And a lot of times men be like, well, you should have got a man like me. And it's like, a man like you also are traumatized and don't know how to treat that woman. And in relationships, period, it makes no sense to be in a relationship with somebody and you have no intentions of loving them. Like, people are so insane these days. But like I said, you have to understand, a lot of people don't feel love. That's why they're okay with being in a relationship that lacks love, because they can't feel love. So those of you who can feel love, you have to begin to recognize what it feels like to be with someone else who actually can feel love. And the first sign of a man not loving you is he doesn't want to do the world for you. He doesn't want to give you anything. He's lacking love for you. And that's why you'll see sometimes a man will break up with you. Then 6 months later, like the movie 35 and Ticking, he got some other woman pregnant, getting married, and he's in love because that woman triggered that in him. And if you're not the woman that's going to trigger that in him, you have to let go. No matter how much you like him, you have to let go despite his excuses, because his excuses are oftentimes where he probably feels like he's trying his best or doing his best. He doesn't realize he's incapable of love, but it's not up to you to sit there and wait until he beats you down and then maybe one day, hopefully, figures out how to love you properly. Okay? And he won't respect you anyway. Like, a lot of women be down for that they man, and these men still leave them anyway, still dog them out and drain them. Okay? That's just what a lot of men are going to do. And then a lot of times for women, it's like women listen to anything a black man has to say about relationships. But most of the time, those black men are traumatized, right? If that man is not saying keyword, a man should provide for his woman. If that's not one of the things he says, you shouldn't be listening to nothing he says. If he's talking 50-50 relationships and that's cool to him, he's not awakened. He doesn't know who he is, right? Because a God knows his power, and a God knows that he can do all, right? Just like women. Some of y'all women, y'all might have 3 or 4 kids and you willing to take care of all your kids and your whole household. So why the heck would you be with a man who is not willing to take care of the whole household? I just want you to think about your heart and how good it is. And then the man. Don't you want a man with a heart good like yours? But for some reason, you think you don't deserve that. So you have to work on your worthiness and your deservingness. And I don't know if y'all on here, y'all have my book. My book, You Can't Force a Man to Value You, Becoming a High Value Woman and Attracting Your Dream Man. But that book is for boss chicks and spiritual women who are doing the work. That book will shift you. It will freaking change your life. I have another book called Play to Win. Become the dream man women love, respect, and submit to for men. I have really good reviews on that book. But at the end of the day, just tap in with me, message me, work with me, get on a call with me, see what your problems are, see what your blocks are, see what it is you desire, and I will give you a manifestation strategy to get there. And if you need a little more healing, if you need somebody to work with you and walk with you while you're doing this relationship thing, that will totally change your life. And I'm in Atlanta right now. I'm in Buckhead. So I am doing one-on-one sessions with clients for the VIPs and the bosses. So definitely message me. And for men also, in 2022, it's time to get your personal branding together. Your personal branding is not only going to attract better women, but it's also going to attract better clientele. Because when we're talking business and money, not only on social media, but offline too, your personal branding is very, very important. And a lot of men, you have worked so hard on your mind and money that you don't realize the importance of personal branding. And because you don't realize the importance of personal branding, you're actually leaving a lot of money on the table. So just like I told women to invest in themselves and I told men to invest in their woman, you also need to invest in your personal branding as a man, because your personal branding is everything. It speaks for you when you walk in a room. It speaks for you when somebody sees your social media profile. And so when somebody sees you, whether that's offline or online, you have to start thinking about, what do I want this person to think of me? What appearance do I want to give off, right? And most of all, your personal branding, oh my gosh, it attracts beautiful relationships. Like most people who are not aligned with me, they just start talking crazy to me right away. Why? Because they know I'm out of their league. My personal branding already told them that, right? And so your personal branding is also a part of your business. So anybody who you really want to brand yourself in alignment with the business of your dreams, definitely send me a message, because y'all know my expertise is I'm a heart healer, number one, and I'm a manifestation goddess, and I'm helping you manifest your best life in business and relationships. And this is all about your dreams. My work is all about those who are called to a higher level, and you are not willing to settle for any less than that. And because you're not willing to settle for any less than that, and you're investing in yourself, guess what? You are going to get what you want out of life, because you deserve it, okay? You deserve it. And for anybody, you have friends and family who may need to see this video, share the video with them. Send them this video, right? Change their lives, because sometimes people just need to be reminded of who they are so they can wake up and be confident. And all you beautiful women, you don't have no business with a 50-50 man, okay? You don't have no business with a man who doesn't want to pour love into you and put a ring on your finger. And so all those relationships you were in that were not making you feel good about yourself, the relationships that you are not proud of, let those go in 2022, okay? Start over, decide what you want, work with somebody so you can get clarity on what you want, understand what you are doing that's stopping you from getting what you want, and tap in to manifest your desires. So anyways, love you. Bye.